When you think of French food and you think of snails, Burgundy is where it all came from. It's a cool part of the history of the French cuisine. That's where it began. I'm Curtis Stone, owner of Maude Restaurant in Beverly Hills.
I'm Justin Hilbert, executive chef of Maude Restaurant. Maude's a small restaurant, 24 seats. We do a tasting menu. Every season we change the menu based on a wine region from all around the world. And the people we meet and the wines we have and the stories they have to tell.
We decide we're going to Burgundy, then of course we have to find that snail producer. We've got to find that perfect Burgundian snail to do an incredible dish with. We flew in and met this guy, Sylvain, and he has this incredible snail farm.
Sylvain Perrault, he's the snail man, amazing dude.
He's like the last official, this is in my mind, he's officially the last snail producer in Burgundy. The perfect guy that produces beautiful Burgundy snails in the old-fashioned way. And he showed us a variety of ways to cook them.
We made escargot with him. We stuffed them in the shells with butter. Then he served us bisque with snails in it, and it was so good. The escargot and the bisque really represent what we love in Burgundy. We just wanted to do the same exact thing that we did with Sylvain to really honor the experience we had with him and all his snails. This bisque is inspired by the bisque we had in Sylvain's kitchen, which he made with crawfish and snails. We have beautiful sprout prawns here in Los Angeles, so I wanted to really showcase those in this dish. First, we need to clean the prawns, remove the heads from the tails, devein the shrimp, split the heads in half so we get a better sear on them when we cook them in the pan.
We heat a little oil in a pan. We add the shells and we caramelize it until it's golden brown.
After the shells have been browned, we remove them and start sauteing the vegetables. To the pan, we add shallots, leeks, celery, and carrots. We cook them down till they're nice and soft and browned. We add the tomato paste. When we return the shells to the pan, we wanted to keep those shells out so we had more room to brown the vegetables so everything wasn't sweating in there.
Then we deglaze with a little Jura wine, we add some water and we reduce. By reducing that down, you're just gently cooking the vegetables and extracting the flavors as well as the shells, but you're also concentrating the flavor.
Once we reduce by a third, we add the cream and reduce again by a third. Once the cream is reduced, we pour everything into a blender and puree it until smooth.
Once the soup's smooth, you pass it through a chinois and you actually push it through with the back of a ladle to just extract all of that flavor.
We add a little bit of fresh tarragon at the end. Once the soup's finished, I just like to steep fresh herbs into things while they're hot to add a little bit of flavor. Then we finish it with some sea salt to taste and a little drop of fresh Jura wine. Stir everything together and reserve until plating.
We prepare our Burgundian snails in a traditional Burgundian fashion. Then we're going to serve it with a traditional butter. First thing you want to do is make your compound butter. You take a nice big piece of French butter, you add it to a bowl. You add your tarragon, parsley, chervil, and chives. You mix it the whole time just so you're incorporating those herbs nicely.
Then you add shallots, garlic, and a bit of lemon zest. Finish with lemon juice and sea salt. If you're looking for a nice, smooth, evenly mixed butter, all the herbs, shallots, garlic, lemon, incorporated thoroughly.
This is one of the most classic dishes going around. The snail carries those flavors really, really well. Now it's time to stuff the shells. You just pick up the shell, put the snail inside the shell, and then take a little bit of that butter, quite a bit of that butter actually, and you force that butter straight in the hole above where that snail is.
We're looking for a 2-to-1 butter to snail ratio. The more butter, the better.
Once we finish stuffing them, we put them in the oven at 350 degrees. We're going to bake them for about 5 minutes. That butter gets nice and foamy. That garlic and shallot is just gently cooked, but you still have a nice vibrant green in all of the color from the herbs. When you pull them out of the oven, they're bubbling. You can smell that garlic. You can smell all those different herbs. They just look fantastic.
The escargot and the bisque really complement each other because you have all those fresh herbs, the brininess of the snails, the creaminess of the bisque, and the freshness of the spot prawn. First thing we're going to do is clean the prawn tails, remove the vein. Then we're going to take those clean shells and use them as a base in the court bouillon, which we're going to poach the shrimp in. Court bouillon is a stock that's acidic, a lot of fresh flavors, generally to cook fish or shellfish in. To the shells, we're going to add water and some Jura wine, and then some seasoning, fennel seed, coriander seed. To this, we're going to add some fresh vegetables, celery, shallots, and carrots. And then some fresh fennel and tarragon, and finish with lemon slices.
We're basically making a poaching liquid, so we want a court bouillon that's full of flavor, lots of flavor from both the spot prawns and then all the vegetables.
Once the court bouillon's finished, we'll strain it so we can poach the escargot and the prawns. To the court bouillon, we're going to add our prawn tails and our escargot. They cook very quickly, just about a minute. You just want to take the raw off them, remove the spa prawns and the escargot from the corpouillon. Now it's ready to plate.
To a bowl, we ladle just a little bit of that beautiful, rich seafood bisque.
To the bisque, we're going to add a couple escargot and 1 prawn tail. And then served alongside with our baked escargot.
So there you have it. It's our take on Burgundian snails with bisque. The flavor of the bisque is so rich because you're literally roasting out a lot of those shells. It's just this beautiful oceanic flavor, and then it works so nicely with the escargot.
Garlicky herb, buttery flavor with the escargot. So good.
I love escargot because it's one of those staples that makes gastronomy what gastronomy is.
It was really nice to meet Sylvain and be able to honor his product.
There's a certain amount of respect that he's put all this love and thought and energy into these snails. Then we get them and it's like a little gift for us, so we want to do the right thing by them. It's like a big love circle.
These 2 dishes encapsulate part of the reasons why we go to these places. To meet people and experience the way they live, what they do, and how they eat, and bring that back here.